And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On this week's episode, we talked about horror games because it's that time of the year, almost Halloween. So what a better time than the Super BS Gamescast crew and me to talk about what's going on with our favorite horror games. What games shocked us? What games scared us? We talk about that and more on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, indeed, wherever you get your podcast. Inside Sports, Fantasy Football, we'll be back with more great fantasy football and NFL picks. All the coverage comes to you live on Inside Sports Fantasy Football on YouTube and whatever you get your podcast. John Costa is joining us. The guy behind Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Want to go ahead and catch him today at Clutch Talk. And yes, Lakers Corner is alive once again. I saw it last night around 2 in the morning, and I was going to tell him, but yeah, I don't think his missus would have liked the text from a weird guy in Las Vegas saying his channel is back up on YouTube. Yeah, that would not have gone over well, John. I don't.
No, it would have gone over well, Gerald, because you'll never believe it. Because I actually woke up at 3 in the morning to go pee, and I saw that my channel was back, and I woke my lady up, and I was like, "My channel's back!" And I was so juiced, Gerald.
Teach you a lesson. Don't F with ESPN. There you go. It hurt. It hurt Dan, the Lakers fan, and it hurt you as well. They just like. They will get you upside your head. So I'll tell you what, it's great to have you back. Lakers fans, please go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe to Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Once again, also as well, you want to go ahead and make sure you go ahead and check us out wherever you can, wherever you get your podcast. Plus, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. And a big shout out to all of our members. So many. I've got not one, not two, not three, but 4 different banners I got to go ahead and display during the course of our actual time here on the show to give everyone their props. If you want to become a member today for not only the shout outs, emojis, badges, and inside information that you get first and foremost, go ahead and sign up today for $2.99 a month. I'll put the description down below for you right there on where to go for memberships. But also as well, of course, the Lakerholics crew. You know, a bad day for Laker Tom. Lakers lost, and also the Yankees lost. So Laker Tom is going to be a little bit upset today, but go in here and what he has to say, along with Jamie's latest 5 things articles and Michael Heinrich as well, at Lakerholics.com. Empire Jeff TV is happy talking about the Dodgers. I think Joe is over there. If just to let you know, I think he's talking Dodgers, who are now up 3-0 after a 4-2 win tonight. The Bronx over the Yankees, 1 win away from a World Series championship. Hear what they have to say at Empire Jeff TV or after you're done watching here as well. Plus also Lakers in 5, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Do I still say yo? I don't know if it's changed. Let me know, DBSH. Also as well, the John McCallion channel. He was on our Facebook page. Give him a shout out as well. All and each and every one of you, cannot thank you enough for joining us. Again, like and subscribe to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air. The latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. Well, 3-0, heading out on this road trip. Knew it wasn't going to be easy because the first 2 stops are against a team that's really good and a team that's really hot. Then the first is a really good team and the Phoenix Suns at home, looking for a sweet taste of revenge. And the Lakers, they started out very strong, got out on the fast break, transition points, looked very good, outscoring the Phoenix Suns 34-25 in the first quarter, kind of falled hard times in the second quarter. The bench, once they came in, and it wasn't just Max Christie, wasn't just Gabe Vincent, wasn't just Alta Connect, it was a combined effort from the bench because the bench just really could not sustain the momentum that the starting lineup had. In the second quarter, they got outscored 25-14. In the third, they found their mojo once again and pulled out to a 7-point lead. But with the fourth quarter, unfortunately, And I'll tell you what, unfortunately, it started off cold for the Lakers in that fourth quarter and never really righted itself as the Lakers got outscored 33-22, and they held on strong, held close. Should have gotten a call for AD as he took the ball up strong and got fouled, but didn't get called. But unfortunately, they didn't get the calls their way, and the Lakers end up losing 109-105 to go to 3-1 on the year. And here today to discuss what went on today, my disappointment in the lack of ball movement for the offense throughout the game, plus D'Lo once again not giving us where we needed on the defensive end, and the bench not getting it done. Max Christie gave us a couple good minutes to start off with, but overall, again, when you're only scoring 8 points from the bench, that's not a good thing to have. It is a good man indeed. You got to go ahead and check out what he's doing today at Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, which is live again. It is John Costa. And John, great to have you here, my friend. You're on, you're live.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that machine in the back?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. Do you want if it's bothering me, I'm gonna go fix it.
I'll let you know. No worries, man. But for now, let us
Okay.
know your thoughts. Again, slight disappointment today. They came in strong. They played hard. They came out fast. Unfortunately, like I said, the bench could sustain the momentum, and those uphill climbs were just too much. We're just too much for the Lakers to handle as they fall by 4 to the Phoenix Suns, John.
Man, first of all, what's up to everybody here in the chat? What's up, Jay? What's up, Xbox? Everybody here, man. Jay, you're hella funny for saying subscribe to President D'Angelo Russell fan club. Man, guys, D'Angelo Russell. And you know what's crazy? The way he came out, I mean, the way not just him, the way our entire team came out early in the game, I was thinking like, oh yeah, we're gonna get one of these good D'Lo games, and I'm gonna be able to come on the post game, and I'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, rep my guy, right? Rep my guy. And the way he came out aggressive early, getting others involved, running the offense, I'm like, man, this might be that day. This might just be that day. And then came the second quarter where really the entire team just started to crumble. And what's frustrating to me is that D'Lo just kept going and going down and going down and going down. And to me, what's so frustrating is with D'Lo is like, man, when you're not giving us that oomph, that extra push on the offensive end, you are literally useless out there, my dog. Because you're not giving us nothing on the defensive end.
And they're singling him out on almost every possession he's there playing defensively. Phoenix targeted him because the Lakers kept on switching, and they said whoever has got D'Lo's man needs to take it. And usually it was Kevin Durant, my friend.
Yes, they were going at him. They were going at Max Christie. They were going at Gabe Vincent. And you know what's crazy, Gerald, is like we're saying that they're going at these guys, and these are the guys that we're gonna have to rely on at some point in the league, at some point in this season. So, man, who's this MY guy saying? He's saying same old Lakers. Them blaming Ham. What are you talking about, my dog? What are you talking about, bro?
We're not blaming Ham. Ham's in Milwaukee, and they're 1-3. This is the Lakers. Let's get it straight now. MY. There you go.
There you go. MY, bro. I think what we're blaming, or at least what I'm blaming, I think where we lost this game, to be honest with you, if I could point to one place, would be that second quarter. 14-25, 6 of 21 from the field. Couldn't get anything going, y'all. Couldn't get anything going. Wow.
I would base it off of the start of the fourth quarter when they had a lead by 7, and they unfortunately started the quarter down 14-3, getting outscored 14-3. LeBron, we will not go ahead and ignore him. He did play like a 40-year-old tonight. 11 points, 8 assists. Just looked absolutely off on his shot. Hopefully we can get a more spirited LeBron as he heads to Cleveland. But yeah, today, 3 of 14 shooting, absolutely just looked miserable on the offensive end, driving the ball, no lift. If people say, okay, he looks like that for one half, maybe one quarter, but he'll snap out of it. He'll snap out of it like he did on Saturday. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case today. He struggled all game long. And these are the games where you need more help when LeBron James can't give it to you. And Anthony Davis, he got his work done, 29 and 15. Rui giving you 20 and 10. Austin Reeves shooting well again, John, 23 and 8. 8 rebounds, 3 assists. These are the type of performances which, when you get them, you usually should get a W out of. But LeBron James didn't show up to play tonight, didn't have his best stuff. D'Angelo Russell on the defensive end was atrocious. And your bench, only your bench giving 8 points. Connect gave you nothing. Christie, again, after coming in early and providing something, gave you nothing in the second half. Gabe Vincent gave us like a desperation 3. And Jackson Hayes was a no-show today. 3 turnovers, 0 points. So, again, that's a combination, a recipe to get burned by a lot. So the Lakers fought well on the defensive end, despite D'Lo being hung out to dry constantly. They played good defense everywhere else. Anthony Davis, I know Gabe Vincent gets a lot of flack as far as for his offense, but defensively, he did play spirited defense at times. But yeah, for the most part, their defense kept them in the game, but unfortunately wasn't enough, John.
Man, it unfortunately wasn't enough. And I just want to talk about one comment I've seen on here, and I really do hope that this that hold on, let me see, that this MY guy is trolling. He said, bro, you see their offense all night, same as last year.
Yeah, it was, but no, he is right. He is right. I mentioned that on the playback.
You believe this offense is the same as last year, Jared?
It looked like it today. It was very isocentric. The ball wasn't moving. It got to, and as I pointed out several times on playback, John, the offense really got bogged down, too reliant on the isos. The ball was not moving around the perimeter, and there was quite a few times, especially when Max Christie was there in the second half, where he got his man bunched up where it could be so much easier for them to defend LeBron. They packed the paint several times because they didn't get spread out in the offensive sets. Because that ball wasn't moving, it became very easy to go ahead and defend the Lakers. And tonight, it did look like a repeat of last year.
Kurt was good. I don't want to ignore anyone. So
MY was so JY was right, or JY or MY was right.
I mean, okay. Yes, I'll agree that we ended up getting there. I do agree that it ended up getting to a lot of ISO ball. But early in that game, when we came out, when we came out with that 28-8 run, 28-12 run, and we had about like damn near the first 5 field goals we had were.
But the ball was moving around. The ball was popping. Transition game.
I agree, right? Yes. And in those moments is when I was saying that like that offense was drastically different than last year. Because this is something I even took note on. Like I even noted when I was watching this game is like.
Yeah, but that's a brief period in time, my friend. When you're only scoring 105 points in the game, you're in today's modern NBA. That's not a good sign. And there were long stretches where the Lakers were heavily reliant on iso ball, and the ball was not moving around as well as it should tonight. And that's a small reason. It's not the only reason why the Lakers lost, but again, when the ball's not moving, it makes it for harder shots. It makes it for harder for the Lakers to get where they need to get to. LeBron, he looked old, but part of it was because they were packing the paint on him. And because, again, if Christie is moving and he's in the dunker spot and you've already got a dunker over there and you got someone on the side, they're all jammed in the key waiting for LeBron to come in the lane. So, of course, he's going to go ahead and miss his layups. And it just really was not a great effort that I saw tonight as far as on that offensive end. It was not clean. And I know from what we've seen with JJ, he'll go ahead and make the necessary changes and adjustments and let the team know that that's not acceptable. If not, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I believe he will. And Robert was good, brother. Robert said he disagrees. The first quarter was not ISO. No, Robert, I think what you were saying.
I didn't say the first quarter. I said that most of the game
most of the
Again,
game. Yes,
you guys
I
got
would
to
get
hear
to the
me on.
point.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. You guys got to hear me on playback. If you hear me on playback, and you can see clearly that there were long stretches in the game that the ball was not moving. Yeah, everything looked great and hunky dory to start the game and in that third quarter. But in the second and fourth quarter, whether it's having the bench in or whether it's just the fact that they just could not find the rhythm that they needed to, the ball was not moving around the perimeter. It became very bogged down. It became very isocentric. You guys all saw that, especially in the fourth quarter as well. And again, when that ball's not moving, you're not creating easier shots for yourself. It's just that plain and simple, guys. Come on. You saw
Don,
it. You watched it.
Don, my brother, I do love camping in the chat. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason is because I feel like I want to interact. I want to interact with you guys. I want this to be something that you guys feel like y'all on here on the show as well too. I want everyone's voice to
Yes,
be
he
heard.
is, Eli. Dunn is the steal of the draft. I will give you props. I said that on playback. So now it's 1-1. Lakers won, Suns won. But yes, Ryan Dunn could be and very well is right now playing like he's the steal of the draft. Good defender and also can hit the three with some size, John. Again, Dalton Connect, I'm still glad and happy that they have him. But for anyone that was drafting after that, maybe they'll regret not picking Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, that was a solid pickup. But yeah, hey, I think like I said, I think the second quarter is probably where we really lost control of this game because
But we gained the lead back, my friend. We did gain the lead back in the
I,
third quarter.
I agreed. But don't you I feel like think that how much it takes for us to get back from putting ourselves in a hole, right? Like how much more juice do we have left in the tank with only this 9-man rotation? You're interacting because you're triggered though. Triggered because of what?
What?
Well, what am I triggered for, brother?
Anyways, let's get again. Once again, it is 109 to 105. Don't even worry about that. Let's go ahead again.
No, I
The
just want to
Lakers.
know what he thinks I'm triggered on.
Don Keedick says you're interacting because you're triggered, though. No, are we just trying to get you guys involved? We keep you guys involved right here at the Lakers Fast Break. It's not just a you and me thing. We always get you guys involved right here in the chat. That's what the Lakers Fast Break does. We make sure we hear you because it is the best Lakers chat room that's out there. It's the Lakers Fast Break. Early leads are just that, early. That's right. Couldn't have said it better myself on Facebook. Truly appreciate you doing that and saying that because, again, there were people out there on both YouTube and on playback. I won't say names. Cool, bro. And I think it was Robert or somebody. It was somebody that's stating that, yeah, this game was over. Guys, the 20-point leads early on, do not say it's over. Please, for the love of God. Life in the NBA, Joe's rule about 20-point leads. If the team is within 20, you still have a chance. And we saw that today. We saw that last week with the Lakers that were down
22
by 22. Yeah.
and 1 by 7.
Yeah. So there you go. So again, it's about finding a good rhythm out there. The Lakers unfortunately couldn't, but the bench, I think, is another issue, another deep concern of mine. 8 points only from the entire bench. That's not going to get it done. Dalton Connect had his worst game of the season. Max Christie, after coming in, giving a couple good minutes early with some good effort. Fortunately, the second half, he could not get it done in the second half. Gabe Vincent, outside of a desperation three, he did give a solid defense, but yeah, offensively, nobody's scared of Gabe Vincent offensively. And Jackson Hayes gave you absolutely donuts today. So with that, my friend, it's a problem when you're so heavily reliant on your starting lineup. Your bench needs to give you more, and it's a problem because Rob Pelinka did very little to improve on that bench.
Very, very little. And part of the bench that we're relying on, Gerald, is the Max Christie, who I don't think yet one game of these 4 has had a game where he's been a positive plus minus. Tonight on 23 minutes, 5 points, minus 13. Gabe Vincent, another player we're gonna need to rely on off the bench a lot, right? 19 minutes, 3 points, -5. Hayes. I mean, you just talked about it, Gerald. Well, I think sometimes I feel like basketball, even myself, sometimes I feel like we try to complicate the game, but it's like, man, if you big, like you at the end of the day, like this is a big man's sport, this is a big man's game, and it favors the big man. So I've never understood why why certain bigs out there could just go out there and just and get a donut. I'm not saying it's easy to score in an NBA game. Please, guys, I'm not trying to say that. Please understand that. But I'm just saying that, man, if you're already halfway there and all you got to do is jump, put your arms up, and be on top, be over most people, there's no reason why you should be getting donuts. Hayes Ty delivered the donuts, and actually, to give him some credit, this is along with Dalton Connect his worst game this season for sure, because Hayes has actually been a solid big for us so far, a solid backup big in these 3 games prior to this game. He's been very solid for us, protecting the rim and just giving us good backup AD minutes. And then Dalton Connect hurts my heart to see, man, because I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him a lot. Hurts my
Well,
heart to
rooting
see,
for
but
all the Lakers, rooting for all the Lakers to go ahead and get it done. But yeah, I mean, I think this shows a glaring need that the Lakers have because they're so reliant on their starting lineup. And if LeBron looks like he's 40 years old, like he did tonight, the entire game, he couldn't get it back in the fourth quarter like he did on Saturday. He couldn't get it revved up and get it going in the fourth quarter like he did on Saturday. Today, he just didn't have it. He barely made his double digits, so his double digit streak is alive. So it's unfortunate that that he just couldn't get it going. But they are so reliant on AD, LeBron, and the rest of the starting 5. They all have to be on because right now it looks like they're not getting enough help from what's coming off the bench.
yes, and to give Rodell a little bit some credit, and Gerald, I know you already said it too. Um, yes, I do think that there's a little bit of blame to be thrown on the bench, but it's like if LeBron just steps up even
Well,
half.
yeah, but again, you're talking about a 39-year-old.
For
He's
sure,
going to have these games. It's just who
absolutely.
he is at this point. He's just not going to be able to give you what you need, especially him saying he's going to play 82 games, whatever, just if in case he gets injured, unless he gets injured. So I just think at this point, again, when he is not having the game that you need him to have, other people have got to step up. Rui getting 20 and Austin Reeves getting 23. I mean, that's what you should expect. Those guys stepped up. D'Lo, after that first half, he just really fell apart. And this once they started picking on him, repeatedly on the defensive end, it was really disappointing to see. But if you have no one reliable coming off that bench that you feel very uneasy about, and Dalton's a rookie, he's got at least an excuse. Max is in his 3rd year. He doesn't have the excuse. Gabe is in his 8th, 9th year. He's got no excuse. Jackson Hayes is in the 6th year. He's got no excuse. Well, maybe Gabe's a little younger than that, but you get the drift. These are all veterans as far as those 3 guys that are out there coming out there, along with the rookie. One of those guys has to step up when LeBron can't, and they're not doing that. When you're only scoring 8 points as a bench unit, that's not good at all. They were one of the worst teams with a bench last year, the worst bench units in the league last year. And they have done very little this year to go ahead and prove themselves that they will be different this time around.
Yeah, you know why, Jared? Because Rob Palenka didn't do anything different this time around. What's the definition of insanity? And do the same thing over and over and expecting different results, right?
Yeah. D'Lo coming off the bench, I think that's ultimately where he will be. But for this year now, I think if he does it now, he's going to whine and moan and groan and act like he did and pout like he did this time last year when he was
Yep.
moved to the bench. But I think ultimately in the league, when he tries to find a contract out next year, the way he's playing right now, I think that's all he's going to find is backup money deals for him. But unless something changes and he becomes the player like he did the second half of last year, but we'll see. Again, with all that said, they did have a chance to win. A lot of people have predicted, including Joe Ingles, had said it was going to be a big victory for the Suns, a huge victory. But with that, all that said, and all those negatives thrown aside, the positives of AD, of Rui, and Austin kept us in the game, John, and almost gave us a chance to win.
Yeah, it did almost give us a chance to win. They kept us in the game. Hold on, sorry, my dog is about to come out here.
But that's okay. That's fine.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, gotcha. I got you. No worries. Again, it's something that I think that we need to focus on. And as far as the bench unit is concerned, somebody needs to come off a bench and give us some points, consistent points. 5 points isn't going to do it. 3 points isn't going to do it, and certainly 0 points is not going to do it. We need more than just a total of 8 points coming off that bench, John. But again, despite all that, the Lakers had a chance to steal this victory.
yes, we did. And just let me answer Robert's question here. He said, John, do you think that it is at least slightly encouraging that even with LeBron having a bad game combined with little bench production, they almost won? Yeah, I mean
It should be. You
that's
should
that's
be
a
happy
good,
with
that's a good way to look at it, right? That's a good way to look at it. We don't want we don't expect LeBron to continuously have these games. And I'll be honest, I would hope our bench can produce more than what they did today with those combined combined 8 points or whatnot. But I do not expect that LeBron will have a game like this. I kind of expect that our
it.
bench might have a game or two
I,
like
I
this.
think at 39, he is going to have more games like this more often.
I expect more our bench to have more games like this than LeBron to have a game like this. I'll put it
Okay.
that way.
Okay. Well, that I can't say differently, but LeBron will have some struggle games over the course of the 82
For
game
sure.
season. But with
I'm
the
not trying to
worst
say that though.
But with the one of the worst bench mobs in the league, John, that has got to change, especially if you're relying so much on the starting unit. What happens if one gets injured? What happens if they just need rest? The fact that you had Austin Reeves with 38 minutes, Anthony Davis with 36, and LeBron with 36. All the starters played over 30 minutes. How much energy will they have during the course of a regular season?
Man, which is why, and it goes back to the point of people. Again, you guys got to rock with me on this one, man. I know you guys hate D'Angelo Russell, but if you take him off his team, or if you move him to the bench, I mean, if you move him to the bench, I guess you can still utilize him. But then what does that bring? I think I might bring this up every freaking stream at this point because we always talk about getting rid of D'Angelo Russell. Who is going to be the playmaker for us? Who is going to initiate the offense for us? And because we cannot ask LeBron to do this throughout an 82 game season. I mean, as we already known prior to tonight, and as we even seen tonight was even just more proof that we cannot ask LeBron to do that. And there is nobody else on this team that can do that. Every other guard that we have on this team is a 2 guard. They're not a playmaking guard. They're not. They can't initiate the offense. They can't do exactly what D'Lo was doing in that first quarter. And I know. And honestly, I'm starting to sound like a broken track record, Gerald. I say this on almost every stream. I know it's inconsistent. I know he's not going to give us that throughout the game. I know he might not give us that games back to back to back. But with our roster and where we are, we have to deal with reality. We cannot. We can ask for better bench players. We can think of better bench players. We can come up with the best trade ideas. But until it happens, we're rocking with what we have, and that's the only reason why you have to take the good with the bad. Unfortunately, with D'Angelo Russell on this team, because we need someone to get AD easy buckets in the regular season. We need someone to run the offense and just get us at least in somewhat playoff or play-in contention, and then let LeBron James be on ball come playoff or come play in and have him make decisions. And then D'Angelo Russell, then he kind of goes just really DNPs to the bench because he's not going to give us nothing on the defensive end, and he's not that great off the ball. I would say he's a average, maybe above average catch and shoot shooter, but I wouldn't want D'Angelo Russell taking up, come playoff time, one of those five starting spots or one of those 5 spots on the court just to simply catch and shoot. So
once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. This is Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching and listening. Truly appreciate you doing so. Lakers hold tight, even struggling coming out of the game in the fourth quarter, but still, they fought hard, but unfortunately couldn't get it done as they lose their first loss under the JJ Redick regime, 109-105. And that's what I want to take as a positive. They could have very easily gotten blown out at times tonight. They did look shabby at times. The ball was not moving the way that it needed to. A lot of isocentric. We talked about that. Defensively, obviously, they tried to pick on D'Lo quite a bit, but you know what? They got enough stops. When you're only allowing 109 to the Suns, that gives you a chance to win if your offense is halfway decent. And after coming off of a big offensive victory against Sacramento, John, unfortunately, the offense just wasn't moving well enough tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Gerald. I mean, I feel like besides what we talked about, I don't even know what else to even hit on with this game, because I feel like we know we went wrong. Mm-hmm. I hope we can make that correction. So I mean, I know LeBron's going to make that correction, and like I said with the bench, I guess all I can do is pray, right? Like all I can do is pray, because I cannot expect them. Actually, I can't expect them to do better than 8 points. I could definitely expect them to do better than 8 points, but I don't know how much better, to be honest with you. And throughout the 82-game season, I'm trusting it, Gerald. I'm trusting it. It scares me.
Big shout out to Aussie on Facebook and everybody out there watching. It is John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Lakers Corner is back live and in living color on YouTube. YouTube you're out of YouTube jail, my friend. How does it feel?
It feels great, Gerald. It feels great to be out, man. I thought I was going to be in there for a long time, but I was only in there for 48 hours.
Robert Wheeler has a question for you, John. Do you think Dalton would get up to 20 minutes of playing time by the end of the season? I say yes. I say it is necessary because he needs a rhythm. He's a rhythm player as a shooter. He needs minutes out there on the court. I think ultimately he will supplant Max Christie as the first guy off the bench. I think it should happen sooner rather than later, because for the most part, the residual effects outside of a good stretch he had a couple minutes to start his tenure, Max Christie's six-man deal has not worked out well. What are your thoughts on Robert Wheeler's question on getting Dalton up to 20 minutes or more by the end of the season? He got 20 minutes tonight, I think.
No, he got 11 tonight.
11 tonight. Okay, it was Max Christie. Okay, sorry about that.
Robert, great question, brother. And yes, I do think that he will be up there. JJ Redick is one to be able to make corrections and understand where he's going wrong, and not trying to say we're smarter than JJ Redick. I think JJ Redick's just more banking on of those still leaning on those vets a little bit more. Dalton Connect is literally 4 games into his NBA career. But I do think that ultimately, I think the way that Gerald put it was great, right? He's a rhythm player, shooters.
And Rodell says this, and even because he's been a huge Max Christie supporter, I give him a lot of credit for saying this. Dalton is the only scorer off the bench. The other guys are not offensive players, which is true. Max Christie is replacing LeBron off the bench because LeBron's the first guy to go out, and Max Christie is the first guy to come in. He is not really sure why. And that's a good point. I think the Lakers, again, they need that shot in the arm, but also Dalton needs minutes and reps in order to do that. And playing only 11 minutes tonight, it just seemed like he was out of rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, I would think that Dalton Connect, and he absolutely needs more minutes. And I think once he gets more minutes, we'll definitely see the bench improving.
Once again, the Lakers lose 109-105. They fall to 3-1 on the season, but their next game is on Wednesday. Remember, it's the early game for you guys out there on the West Coast. It is 4 p.m. Pacific We'll have it on playback. I'll turn the playback on, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Who knows who'll be there? It's an early game, but hopefully I can even get for the post game. I'm going to reach out to him. He was supposed to come on the last one. I didn't see it. I'm going to try and get L Rob to join us for the post game because he said he wanted to join us for one of the early games. So maybe he'll do that. But it is, of course, John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. So let's preview that game. Cleveland and the Celtics are two of the hottest teams out there on the Eastern Conference. We're obviously not playing Boston yet, but Cleveland, they're coming up next. Now, it's always a feel-good moment when LeBron James, now with Bronny James by his side on the bench, are coming to play in their, obviously their home arena where he grew up, et cetera, et cetera. They'll have a statue there, hopefully better than Dwayne Wade's statue. But all that stuff aside, John, he will be motivated. You will get a motivated LeBron. However lack of motivated he was tonight, however listless and basically old he looked tonight, I have a feeling we'll get an energized LeBron in front of the home crowd in Cleveland on Wednesday.
I think so too. I absolutely think so too. LeBron is driven by as much as I like LeBron loves that spotlight. LeBron loves that spotlight. And I feel him. I feel him. And he's gonna salvage in that moment. And I think LeBron's gonna have a big time game. I think whatever connection that that people make it like to like Bronny and that's where him growing and like him growing up and LeBron or whatnot. Like I just hope the Lakers don't make it such a big deal because last time they made it such a big deal about Bronny and LeBron, we went on a 7-minute scoring drought. So I hope that they're just like, hey, Bronny's on this team. We already had it. And then JY said, LeBron is savings energy for Cleveland. And I like it. I mean, he might have been. That's some LeBron move. That is a LeBron move. Not gonna lie.
That's not a good LeBron move. You're throwing away a game in order to go ahead and make yourself look good in Cleveland. So they better come back with a victory. But the problem is Cleveland is no pushover, John. They have started the season much stronger than I had anticipated. Again, it all looks good with them because they have such a great starting lineup. They have a great quartet of players in Allen, Mobley, Garland, and of course, Spida Mitchell himself. They're all playing well. It was believed that Mobley had to take that next step as a player for them to play this well. The thing is, John, Mobley hasn't taken that next leap yet. He hasn't been that dominant player, and yet they're still playing very well at this point in time, and they're earning all the wins that they're getting right now, John.
Yeah, they're sitting at 4-0 right now, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. There they are.
Yeah, they're sitting at 4-0. Absolutely no. The Cavs are they're a good team, but they're a good team. But I think, in my opinion, just like how you said, Gerald, they have not taken that jump yet. And I think I actually did a show. I went on one of my friend's show. And he asked me like we were doing like a 1 word or like a 3 words or less to describe how like you feel like a team season is going to be. And what I described for the Cavaliers was same old mediocrity. Like I think they're going to be good. I'm going to be honest with you, and they'll be a good regular season team. But compared to where my bar is for them. Right, like they're going to be better than most teams, but it's where my bar is for them. I mean, I've seen them run it. I've seen them for the last 3 years now. Mm-hmm. Go into that playoffs, and I mean, I think they should have handled the Magic a lot last year a lot more handily, especially after the year prior to that. They got embarrassed by the Knicks, like just straight embarrassed by the Knicks. But they didn't, right? And granted, Jared Allen was out. They're dealing with a lot of injuries, but I still do think that what happened, Joe? Am I missing something?
JSJ says Who wins, Gerald and John or Joe and Jeff?
Oh yeah, I
Because
mean, me
Jeff
and
is on
Gerald.
right now on Empire Jeff TV with Joe Soro. They're talking Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
Me
The
and
Podfather, y'all. The Podfather. Y'all know who Gerald is, man.
me and
Um,
John. Yes, that
yes.
yes.
Hey guys, I'm just here. I'm just in Gerald's. I'm just in Gerald's world, man. This is
Me
Gerald's
and
world.
John. There you
I'm
go.
just living in
Absolutely.
it.
But my
Um,
yeah, but please, man, let me know. I mean, Cleveland is a team that has started out the season strong, and sometimes these teams actually they get this momentum early on, and they can carry it throughout the entire season. And it's only 4 games in, but Cleveland again, they're so reliant on those top four players, like the Lakers is on their starting five. They're very similar in that aspect that they're so reliant, and in doing so, I think it's going to be a tough battle when they get to Cleveland on Wednesday.
yeah, it will be. I mean, specifically because of our lack of defensive backwards. I think we struggle a lot against teams that have really good guards and they have Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and that's because we have really bad defensive backcourt. Jay said it right.
Yes.
Podfather always wins, man.
Yes, I am a Lakers fan, true and true. Born down the street from the Forum back in '69. No, it was my will. It was my destiny to be a Lakers fan indeed. But once again, the Lakers do lose 109-105. John, I want to ask you this with what's going on around the NBA, and then we will touch on the Doyers before we head on out. I know you're not a big baseball fan, but the Doyers are closing in on a World Series. Truly tragic news. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter. I will not replay it here because it is a gruesome injury. It is squeamish. It had even Walker Kessler. If you look right, he was standing right next to him. He was turning away from it instead of helping his own teammate who just suffered a uh, compound fracture and a, what was it? No, okay, let me get it actually correct. He suffered a fractured right fibula and dislocated ankle. It was a
Hold on.
non-contact injury. So if you look at it on Twitter, it's on Twitter. If you just type in Taylor Hendricks, it comes up. I will tell you that much, but be warned, it's not as gruesome because it's a long shot, so it's not up close to some of the other things. But yeah, it was up. You could see even Walker Kessler, who was standing near him, saw it. He's like, "Oh my god, yeah, yeah." So big prayers for Taylor Hendricks. A kid just starting out his career, just started to play. He was just starting to play real well for Utah, and unfortunately, his season is done and over with. But in the NBA as well, Denver did sneak out its first win. Let me ask you this: Toronto basically just choked it in the final moments to give Denver, the opportunity to get it to overtime. So they got bailed out with the victory. Denver has not looked good so far this season, my friend. They're 1-2 on the season. How concerned should you be if you're a Denver fan right now?
I think I was trying to look up that injury. I'll look it up later. But
Yes.
I think that Denver, they shouldn't be too concerned, to be honest, just yet. Just because I do believe in Mike Malone as a coach. I believe he is the ultimate adjustment maker. He's going to make some adjustments. I also think that they're kind of trying out this Westbrook off the bench experiment, and it's going terrible right now. And Robert said it best. Right now, they cannot shoot, and they're really relying on Julian Strother, and he's not taking that next step because, and this actually makes me feel good because when was it? I think it was 2 years ago now when Bruce Brown left the Denver Nuggets. I was like, bro, the Denver Nuggets will never be the same again. I was like, the Denver Nuggets will never be the same again because Bruce Brown, in my opinion, those championship years when they won a championship, he was the best role player in the league. He literally did everything. I was watching Bruce Brown backup point guards, backup Jamal Murray. I was watching Bruce Brown guard players in the post. We're talking about a 6'4" player, but he's guarding players in the post. He's playing out the post. He was just doing everything, facilitating, scoring, catching, shooting. I was like, wow, this is the ultimate role player. You can just put him in so many different places. And once he left, I was like, yeah, he went and got his money with the Pacers. they're never going to be the same again. And then everyone's saying like, no, watch Christian Braun, watch Christian Braun. Christian Braun can't feel it. He doesn't feel his shoes. And now they're saying Julian Strawther and Christian Braun. It's just not going to happen. I really think they missed the shooting of KCP now even more. The shooting of KCP and with Bruce Brown. Let me see.
But Jamal Murray shooting 6 for 20 isn't going to help you either. But I did want to mention, though, that JJ Redick agrees with you that it's the 14-point quarter, the second quarter that he feels as far as nitpicking, as far as for the games. He said, if there's one thing to nitpick, it's probably me. We should have never had a 14-point quarter. That's on me. But I still think, again, the Lakers still regained the lead. The problem was that 14-3 stretch to begin the fourth quarter. That's where it should be on. If JJ really wants to beat himself up, that's where I think he should beat himself up the most. But again, I think he'll learn from that. From what I've seen so far, he prepares. He takes the time to study. Baron Davis talked about how he was doing it even at the car wash. I have a feeling he's going to be looking at film. He's going to be looking at all the footage that he needs to be looking at over the course of the next 2 days and have a game plan in place that will go ahead and be competitive against Cleveland on Wednesday. I have confidence that now in JJ. I think he's learned from his mistakes really quickly. I think he's shown that he's adapting to the NBA style. And I also think that, again, this is a game that set itself up to be a big loss. I mean, a really big loss for the Lakers, and the Lakers had a chance to win. So I think it shows to everyone out there that the Lakers do have a team that is competitive in the Western Conference. And we'll see what happens when they face a really good team on Wednesday night against Cleveland.
Kurt, love that take. He said, glad JJ took accountability versus Darvin Ham, who blamed the Lakers girls before himself. That's hilarious. But it's also true, though. It's also very true. And I completely agree. I think accountability is huge in life. And Xbox said that Bruce Brown wasn't the best role player in that finals. Who do you think was? Because I really believe he was that entire year.
Don't tell me Jeff Green. Don't tell me Jeff Green.
Don't tell us Jeff Green now. Xbox.
It was Brown in those playoffs. It was Brown, especially in those finals. He found matchups to his liking, and Brown exploited that in that finals. I'll just leave it at that. He got himself a big paycheck for what he did in those finals. But once again, it is the Lakers losing 109-105. Very disappointing loss for the Lakers because they had their chances to win and take that opportunity to go 4-0, but unfortunately they're 3-1. Still a very strong start to the season, John. Again, this 5-game road trip and where it stands, we had talked about, we thought that they might lose at Phoenix. We thought they might lose at Cleveland, but if they come back 3-2, it's still win for me. Let me ask you this. If the Lakers come back 3-2 or 4-1, is it still a win for you?
The Lakers come back 4-1
on this road trip.
Yes.
Okay.
That's I'm still taking that. I would love a 4-1 road trip. I mean, you remember last year, Gerald? Like I don't think we ever went on a win streak last year. Maybe at most it was like three games, if that. I don't even think about it. I think
well, now they've got the mindset like they do in their championship season that they're not trying to lose 2 in a row. So exactly. I saw that quote just now by the guys. He said the 2019-2020 Lakers came into the season with a stated goal of never losing 2 in a row. It only happened 3 times that campaign en route to the championship. The Lakers have adopted that same goal. So with that, if that's the effort, that's the time, that's the mentality, we should see a better effort overall. Although, again, defensively, if you're holding a team to under 110, that part's not bad. It's just, again, what we saw in offense really didn't click tonight. I think a lot of it has to do with, of course, ball movement, the bench not giving you what you need, and LeBron and D'Lo. Well, D'Lo offensively was okay, but LeBron offensively, he looked old tonight, and hopefully that will change come Wednesday in Cleveland.
Yeah. It better change in Cleveland because we're relying on that. And then Xbox, he explained himself. He said that he was saying that KCP was not the best player in not the best role player in the regular season, just in the finals, which I think he was the entire year. But I mean, I hear you, brother. But yeah, no, Gerald, you hit it on the head, man. LeBron has to bring it for us to have any type of opportunity or chance to compete in. And J.Y. Henn said, "How are we going to mass deals defense against Donovan Mitchell and Garland? We're
That
not.
that's
We're
gonna
not.
that's hard. I mean, you
We're
have to,
not.
yeah, um,
We're not."
because
No.
they don't have a guy at the wing spot that's a true wing. Rui is not a true wing, and we see him have his struggles defensively when he's out on the perimeter. Rui is much better when he's in the paint, maybe guarding a big or someone closer to his size, but he doesn't have the athleticism to move laterally. And that's another thing I wanted to go ahead. Yes, Rui did get 20 points, but there were times when he took the ball to the hole and didn't recognize the guys that were playing against him. When he went strong against Plumlee, of course he's going to go ahead and score. But more than once, he went at Kevin Durant and came up short. Kevin Durant with those long arms blocking him time and time again. Rui is not the best finisher out there. We saw a good example of that tonight. But again, 20 points, shot well from the three. Man, if he could just make better decisions on when he finishes, man, it would even up his game. That's that much more.
Rui, man. Yeah, Rui brought great energy tonight. He brought great energy, but I mean, right now, Gerald, you're getting into it. You're nitpicking right now, which I love. Which is, it just shows that you
These
are.
are things these are notes that I took from the game during the course of playback.tv/Acres
I
Fast
love that.
Break.
I love that. See, and that means you watching the game, you really nitpicking because I would agree, but I would also say that the energy that he brought tonight was just great. But and I would take that. If he could give us that every game, I would take that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I agree with the like the nitpickiness of like taking it at Durant. Like that's just not a smart that's just not a smart play. But as far as like the production that he gave us tonight, man, I mean, I'll take it. His energy was contagious. I mean, I actually no, not contagious. Clearly, it wasn't contagious, but it was great. It was great. His shooting, his energy on the glass.
Yeah, overall it was good. I just wish he would make better choices. If he's got someone on him in the drive, he's got Durant on him. Durant with those long arms, man. It's just again, he's just he's such an underrated shot blocker, and I think that's something that goes without saying tonight. And just, but finishing has always been an issue with Rui, and I understand he tries to dunk the ball every time, as Robert indicated, but yeah, his finishing overall is not where I think it needs to be. But yeah, again, effort, the aggression, the rebounding, and then of course the shots from the outside. I'll take a 20-point game from Rui every time out. But before we head on out, 7 grand has touched on it. Appreciate the super chat. Good to have you back, 7 grand. Sorry about all the trouble from before as far as what you're having in the chat. Best Lakers chat that's out there. The Lakers Fast Break. He says, your opinion on the Dodgers up 3-0. I'm just very happy. I'm getting back into it with the Dodgers. I understand there's a lot of lifelong Dodgers fans, aka Joe Sorrell and Empire Jeff TV, who are on right now, living it up. They're very happy, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they are one victory away from a world championship. This team has gutted it out. They've had their injuries. They've had their pitching woes at various times. I don't think this team, in many ways was as good as the team that they won, 110 games, I think was like 1 season or 2 seasons ago, and that team choked. So this team only won 98 games during the season, and look at them now. They are on the verge of getting a World Series championship, and they may sweep in the Bronx, and that would be insulting to Yankees fans right there. I would like to see that. I know Laker Tom wouldn't as a Yankees fan, but again, as someone who I don't hate the Yankees. I just never really cared about the Yankees. I never saw the mystique about them. Obviously, the fact that they have such a storied history, that's why so many people love them. Again, would be nice to go ahead and have that victory on Yankee soil. But then if it doesn't, we'll just go ahead and finish it off at Chavez Ravine. I think a lot of people in LA would like that as well. But John, any last thoughts, my friend?
How does that one? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I have no insight to add when it comes to baseball, guys. I'm gonna be honest, but so I have nothing to add. I do not watch any sport besides basketball. I know about it, but I don't really watch it. I hope the Dodgers win.
Right. Freddie Freeman has been killing it. Should get the MVP if the Dodgers win.
There's some guy named Mookie Betts, right?
Yes, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, he's one of the top players. He's provided some clutch hits. He's done very well. Shohei Ohtani, even with the separated shoulder, gutted it out today. Yeah, he did play. He ended up playing. So, yes, I'm very happy for the Dodgers if they win. And most of all, I'm happy for lifelong Dodgers fans. And Cool Bro, who's been a converted Dodgers fan in the last week. So, yes, there you go.
Wait, two questions. One, how is Laker Tom a Yankees fan and a Lakers fan? How does that one work?
He goes into a long. You're gonna have to check back one of the old episodes because it's like a 20-minute long story about how he lived back east and he loved the Philadelphia first. Before then, he loved the Lakers. Then he loved the Lakers because he followed Wilt. So wherever Wilt went to play, he loved them. Then he just stayed with the Lakers. The Yankees because he's from back east. That's pretty much where I think he's from, Philly or near Philly. If I remember correctly. So yeah. That's where his love for the Yankees is, just by being him back east. I'm assuming because he moved up north to live near you, John. And by the way, Laker Tom might be around the corner. Watch out, man. He is become a 49ers fan, which is altogether weird. With Joe, I the Steelers fans coming into play. I guess he has relatives or a past from Pittsburgh. I don't know how he got the Pittsburgh thing. I forget about how. I got to ask him again how he got that Pittsburgh allegiance for the Steelers. But of course, he's in Temecula. Got to be a Dodgers fan and got to be a Lakers fan indeed. So there you go.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'd love to see it. Did the Dodgers ever get their parade from 2020? Because the Lakers never got theirs.
No, Lakers never got theirs. I think the Dodgers got theirs. But
I remember I was literally thinking, because my brother lives in Anaheim. I was thinking about going down to LA just because I was like, bro, like, how does freaking the Dodgers win and the Lakers win? Let's get the city's cracking probably.
Seven, are you talking about this John? Because this John hosts a channel called Lakers Corner. Of course he loves the Lakers.
I love the Lakers, brother.
But maybe there's a John in the chat that he's talking about. He said, what city? Well, he's in Northern California. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. Oh, no Dodgers parade. No Dodgers parade because of COVID. Okay. Thank you, 7 grand. Thank you for clarifying that. But good to have you back. Once again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. It is, of course, John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Lakers lose. The Lakers lose tonight, 109-105. They are 3-1 on the season. Still a lot of hope for Lakers fans as they head into Cleveland on Wednesday for a matchup against the Cavs. John, before we head out, I need you to give that major plug for Clutch Talk and the returning out of YouTube jail Lakers Corner. What's going on with those channels, my friend?
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate everybody here, man. And if you guys want to follow me and everything that I got going on, I got 2 channels you can check me out at. One of them is Clutch Talk. That is on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. That is a NBA talk show bringing you 2 episodes per week. Just news around the league, some good infotainment about the NBA. And then I also have Lakers Corner, which is all about the Lakers, and my office that I usually sit at and where I have my setup is in the corner. So that's why I call it Lakers Corner. And we talk Laker shows. We do Laker game recaps after every game. That's exactly what I'm gonna go record right after I get off here. Recap for the Lakers Corner, and we do some detailed film breakdowns. Come check us out, man. And for both, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I actually have a TikTok. Oh my goodness, my Lakers Corner TikTok. I have a video drill that hit 1 million views. It is insane. It is wild, and I can't even believe. Like literally, when I posted the video, I had 800. I'm going to show you. When I posted the video, I had 891.
What is the video, man? Did you make a YouTube short out of?
Yes, I did. It's just a video of JJ Redick like coaching, but he went insane. Look, 1 million views. I don't even know if you could see that, but it got me 1 million views, and I went from 851 followers on TikTok to 6,000 followers on TikTok. So if y'all want to show love to my TikTok, my Instagram, my anything, I appreciate it.
Maybe
It's
that's the
all
one that got you banned on YouTube.
that maybe someone found out about it and was like, hey, I need to go find this guy's channel.
ESPN. Well, probably ESPN because if you have any ESPN footage, yeah, they go seriously hard after that. We talked about the story on the air about Dan, the Lakers fan, and how his channel was brought down by YouTube because he kept doing shorts with YouTube footage on it, with ESPN footage on it. But would be nice. TikTok. I'd like to know what TikTok is like. But oh wait, Joe got me banned off of TikTok. So there you go.
Joe.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Current Affair says 5,500 of those followers, John, were JJ Redick burner accounts.
hey, man, I'll take them. Click the link in bio and subscribe to Lakers Corner, man. Like how Kurt says.
Yep, JSJ, that's right. You should live stream on TikTok instead of YouTube.
Hey, if you want, you could come on Lakers Corner and the live. Oh, you think I should live stream on TikTok or
yeah, you got that's your largest audience. You always go where
Okay.
your largest audience is.
Okay, I might have to figure out how to live stream on TikTok. I got to figure out how to pull this into TikTok because if I can get this over here at TikTok, that's what we
If
need.
you can, yeah, absolutely. That would be great. You could just get that information. I'll hook it up, and we'll hook it up as far as the post game is concerned. I know that I'll look more into it for you, my friend. Yeah, I'll look more into it. 7 Grand says on the eve of Halloween. Well, actually, it's the 28th, but on the verge of Halloween. Last question: best Halloween and horror films, my friend. Great question. Thank you for the super chat, 7 Grand. Good to have you back once again. Go ahead, my friend.
I'm not a big movie person. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna say something that's not even scary, and it's not even Halloween, but it's the first movie I thought of, and it's you guys are gonna think I'm stupid for this, but it's the Home Alone, the Home Alone. That's not even a scary movie, but that's just the first movie I thought of. I'm sorry, guys.
That's funny, Kurt. Yep. JSJ, that's funny too. That's funny. Back to back, you guys. You guys are cracking me up. JSJ says Joker 2, Borderlands, Venom 3, Madam Web. Venom 3 will probably still make money because it's doing well overseas. But yes, there have all been bombs in the US, and that's why they're horror for their companies. Kurt says, Gerald, you should share Laker stuff on Joe Sinblade's TikTok account and get him banned there as well. Oh, retaliation would be sweet. What is the old Klingon proverb? Revenge is a dish best served cold. But for me, Halloween horror films, I'd probably go with the original Halloween. That's a good one. But I'm a big Evil Dead fan. I'm a huge Bruce Campbell stan. Bruce Campbell, man, that guy is just so hilarious, and that guy is so just. I don't know why he didn't become a bigger star. I just don't. But watch the Evil Dead films. They're horror filled, and they're funny, and I think you can't go wrong there. But yes, the original Halloween, the rebooted Halloween wasn't bad either. Yeah, and absolutely, just Blair Witch Project. You know, there's been a ton of great indie horror films that have come out over the years, and I do cover quite a few of them on the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. But yes, my answer probably would be the Evil Dead films would be where I'd go to first for Halloween. So yeah, there you go. Somebody said Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes, that one that came out I think last year, which was the sequel because it's that one is a horror movie technically. Terrifier is there. Smile 2 is a good horror movie. Says 7 Grand. You saw it the other week. Yeah, that just came out.
I just thought of a movie. Yes, I'm not big into scary movies or horror movies. I'm not gonna lie, but one that I have seen is It movie. It.
Oh yes, there you go. No, that's good, man. That's good.
There you go. Boom.
But the old It or the new It?
It had to be the new one. I didn't even know there was an old one.
It was based off. It's based off a book, but the TV series came out in the 90s. That was somewhat revered, although it has not aged well. And then, yes, the It Chapter 1 and 2, I think were pretty solid. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more on that. And they were huge hits financially as well. In fact, there is actually on Las Vegas on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard here, there is a Welcome to Derry. I guess it's like an escape room / It experience that you can experience there. It's like several buildings together. It's remade into what it looks like in Derry, like in the film. And yes, you could go ahead and experience the world of it there, scares and all. So yeah, if you're here in Vegas and you want to experience it, go ahead and check it out. It is the It Experience on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard near downtown Las Vegas. So,
Xbox is hilarious.
yes, Xbox. And on that note, I guess since Joe isn't here, we need more infantile adolescent humor. But Xbox, you the man, my friend. You the man indeed. They got nothing but love for you, my brother down under. Bag and Dragon, and then all nothing but love, but for everyone out there. Aussie, Jeremy, all my friends in Australia. Bag and Dragon on Twitch. What's up, my friend? Great to have you here. Wishing you well. Again, we'll be back just before Halloween. Halloween's Eve. We'll be back on the 30th. We'll try to have a show tomorrow as well, but for our full coverage for the Lakers and Cleveland Cavs, we'll be glad to do it. Oh, John, tell me you've seen Godfather and Goodfellas. Thank you again for the super chat, $7,000.
Yeah, you guys are gonna hate me. I've never seen Godfather, never seen Goodfellas, never seen Star Wars, never seen Matrix. I've never seen all these movies, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm just not a big movie person. Like, in my opinion, I just think, like, why in the world am I gonna sit down for 2 hours or like 1 hour and like 40 minutes and just stare at something? Like, I could be so much more productive. Like, I imagine the things I can get done instead of just sitting here for 2 hours. My favorite movie of all time is a super basic movie. It's actually Like Mike, and I remember watching it when I was young because I just love I love the game of basketball. And I was like, oh, that's so dope. And then like Little Bow Wow was like the shit when I was young. So like, yeah, it's probably one of my favorite movies. Like Mike, Too Fast, Too Furious. I'm my Sean said John has a life. Yeah, I mean, no. I know people that watch movies and have life stuff too.
Well, Kurt Affair says he's also seen Home Alone, so back off, guys. There you go, indeed.
Straight up, Kurt.
You guys are awesome. And thank you for staying with us. I know that Empire Jeff TV with Joe and Empire Jeff were like, gleeing it up because they're up 3-0, but glad you're with us. It is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers lose 109-105. I'll be back tomorrow with something for you later on tomorrow night. John will probably be with me on Wednesday to go ahead and get coverage. Remember, it's an early game, everyone, 4 p.m. Pacific. So our coverage starts then. And then also as well, of course, playback.tv/Lakers fast break. I'll have the VIPs up and running for that. And then, of course, followed by the best post game in town right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.